Hello, wonderful people. How are you? Welcome back for another video. And in today's video, we're going to discuss about the pros and the cons of living down under, here in Australia. You could be wondering what are the advantages of moving to Australia and what could be the downside. So in today's video, I will give you the advantages and disadvantages of living in Australia. First, we're going to start with the advantages because I'm still here. It means I still love this place, and this is purely based on my own experience for the time that I've been here. So without wasting much time, let's get to the positive side, and we're going to start with number one. Number one is the economy of Australia. Australia actually enjoys one of the best economy. It has a very strong economy. The unemployment rate is about 3.9%. This means that you rarely go without, getting a job. And this is one of the things that I love about being in Australia. Actually, other jobs like in remote regions such as healthcare, um, employers are willing to even offer a higher rate or even relocation allowance or even food and an accommodation just to get people motivated to go and work in those areas. So when it comes to the job opportunities, Australia has numerous job opportunities, which is a good thing. Now, going to number two is the quality of education. The quality of education in Australia is really, really good. Actually, in graduating from Australia, you can work anywhere in the world. With that certificate, can open doors for you across the globe. Actually, top-best universities are found in Australia, and it has wonderful research facilities and education facilities. Another advantage of living in Australia is the quality of life. Australia enjoys a very high quality of life. This is because of a very excellent healthcare system. The standards of living are high, and the crime rate is very, very low. Actually, Australia is regarded as a safe community. So people are so friendly, and everything is, well planned, and people enjoy that kind of quality of life. Another reason that I found Australia a good place to live is because of its people. Australia has friendly people who are out to help, and they are willing to assist you if you are in trouble. And it's something that I found really good compared to other places that I have been. I've been to different countries, but when I compare with Australian people, I find that Australian people are friendly, and they are always willing to extend a helping hand, strike a conversation, greet you, and this is something that I really love about Australia. Another advantage of living in Australia is Australia is a very beautiful country. From those beaches, landscapes, mountains, and it's really beautiful. So if you are looking to, hiking or, surfing or enjoying different sceneries, then Australia is a very beautiful country. And lastly, Australia is a very multicultural country with different languages, different food, from across the globe. And there's a lot of cultural diversity, which is very rich in different, ways. And that's something which is very, very good of, living here in Australia. Now, let's talk about the disadvantages of living here in Australia. And one disadvantage of living in Australia is life is very expensive, ranging from housing, groceries, healthcare, and transport. Life is not very cheap in Australia. Many people have been asking me how much can you survive on, in a given month. but it's sometimes hard to approximate because this depends from city to city, especially if you are living in major cities like Sydney or Melbourne. Life can be quite expensive. Another disadvantage of living in Australia is sometimes can be very hard to make those close friends. So sometimes you might feel lonely because people don't tend to open up so much, and so you find it so hard to get those close friends where you can share issues or personal issues. Sometimes it can take months or even years before you actually know who is your neighbor, because people tend to live that way. I don't know why, but there is a bit of people are a bit reserved with the with people they are not familiar with. So that's one of the disadvantage I found living in Australia. But with the time, when you get to understand people, you can attend networking events, or where we have community events, and in that way you can get to have more and more friends. Another disadvantage of living in Australia is the distance from other countries. The geographical isolation of Australia means a longer travel times, and you know the international travels will cost more than other countries. Another disadvantage is the climate extremes. Although Australia generally enjoys a good climate, some other countries or states can have extreme, climates. For instance, if you're living in Melbourne, you can experience the four seasons of the year in a day, and other countries experience a higher temperatures, bushfires, and extreme cold. And based on where you are coming from, because I'm coming from a very a mild climate, which there is no extremes. Sometimes I find the climate is a bit unfavorable for me, but this could be different from you, based on where you come from, or what you've been used to. Another disadvantage is the housing affordability. Recently, Australia has experienced, rapid price changes in housing, and this really makes hard, for especially the younger people to be able to afford, to buy a home. Another disadvantage of living in Australia is the wildlife hazard. Australia is a home of some of the dangerous and poisonous animals such as snakes and the spiders. Although I have not experienced much of this one, but when you go to some areas, some remote areas, you might be encounter some of these spiders. And then from what I have read, is Australia as one of the most dangerous spiders. And yeah, that's one of the things I fear about being here. But hopefully I've not met one, and hopefully I will not be able to have that encounter, because I also don't like spiders. And so those are some of the disadvantages you might encounter when you are living in here. This is basically based on or based on myself. It could be different from you, or any other person, based on where you are living or experience you have encountered. But that is basically accounting to me for the last 5 years that I've been here in Australia. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. If you like this video, please continue to share, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to leave a comment below. And I will see you again in my next video.